How to react to bad news when you are getting a psychic reading. How to react to any bad news when you're getting a spirit reading, a tarot card reading, whatever reading you are getting. What do you do when you receive bad information? Hey y'all, it's your high priestess, your sister witch Kathy. And you already heard what I'm getting ready to talk about, right? So I am not going to make this video too long. I want to get to the meat and potatoes of the situation here because a lot of you are afraid to come to people like us, to readers like us. And a lot of you, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but some of you don't want to hear the bad when you're getting a reading from us. Now, if you're the type of person that you just don't want to hear any of the bad stuff and you just want to hear the good stuff and the good points, you need to let your reader know that, okay? Because sometimes the reader will pick up on bad things or things to watch out for or things that you should do to make situations better. Or you might hear that news that that person that you're with is not the one for you. So, with all of that information in that reading, when you get that reading from us, please do not shoot the messenger. Don't be mad at us. I know it's easy to be mad at us because we're giving you this information from what we're seeing, but if you say or you want to hear the truth, 9 times out of 10, when you're getting a reading from someone, you're going to hear that. If you're going to a real reader like us, like me, okay? If you're going to someone that has been called to do this, not everyone has a calling to be a reader. Some people, they have a calling just to do root work or spell work, but they don't have a calling to be a reader, a spirit reader, psychic reader, tarot reader. It's just not in their uh, vocabulary. I mean, I would say vocabulary, but it's just not in them to do that because they don't have the patience and the gift of listening to people. It's just not in them to do that, and that's okay. That's okay. Everyone on this earth serves their purpose, and they have certain things that they are good at and that they're not good at. And all readers are not created equally. Keep that in mind when you come to us readers and everything. Okay, so going back to that with, you don't shoot the messenger. A lot of times when you do hear bad news, if you want a real reading and you tell the reader, give it to me straight, let me know what you see, then don't get mad at that reader because you thought that maybe he or she was going to say something totally different. And the thing is that if you are getting into the reading with that person and you don't like what they say, then you need to stop the reading early and tell them, I don't want to hear anymore. I thank you for reading for me. That's it. But also, if that reader was connecting to you on certain points and picking up on things that they possibly couldn't know about you or your situation, and then they just happen to tell you something bad that you didn't want to hear, I really don't feel that that's right for a person to try to request a refund or to get their money back just because they didn't like what they heard. you know. Now, if that reader wasn't connected to you at all, it was just a green reader and everything and not seasoned and haven't been in the field or anything and just didn't connect to you at all, that's a different thing. Then, I would, suggest that maybe you ask that reader for a refund. So, or you could just leave it alone. That's what a lot of people do. And, being a reader, it's like I said, you have to have a knack for it. You have to have mostly a lot of us who we've been in this for years. Like I said, it's a calling for us to do. I mean, we know how to deal with people, and even when I'm doing readings and I'm giving out information that's in the reading that I see that might be bad or not favorable for the client, I don't try to be condescending. I try to be sensitive to that person's needs, and I try to let that person know that I'm seeing this. I'm not trying to hurt you, or I'm not trying to tell you what to do or anything, but this is what I see about this situation, and this is what I'm seeing is going to happen if you do this. If you do A and B, I'm seeing C is going to happen. Okay. And with that, a lot of times, because I work with spirit, my spirit relays messages to me that tells the person, well, if you stay away from this, then you won't have to face C. You can go down this other path and something else will happen for you and everything like that. Most of the times with readings that I do that are bad, or whatever that are bad information for the clients, Spirit gives me another path, or maybe even two or three different paths to show that person what they could do to avoid a certain situation coming ahead, to avoid that train wreck that's coming ahead. You know, and like I said, it's one of those things you just really have a knack for it or you don't. Being a reader, being a spirit reader, tarot card reader, psychic reader, pendulum reader, it takes a special person to have to be open and available to deal with people and their emotions and things like that. You got to have that calling on you. You got to have that willingness to really be a service of people and want to help people and uh, help solve problems and things like that. It's got to be in you. It's just not anything that's really that you pick up, because it's going to be one of those two things. Either you're going to like it or either you don't. That's just the way it is. And like I said, for those of you that know me, I know that this is my calling in life. I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritualist. My family, I come from a religious background, but I think everybody that is African American mostly came from religious backgrounds, okay? But this is my calling. Whether or not I was into any religion, this is what I do, because this is my bloodline. My bloodline, like I said, this is in me to help people. And for those of you that are listening to me and you feel drawn to me, like I said, I would ask you to check me out for yourself. You can ask other people what they've heard about me and my work in my readings and everything. And also, you can take a look on my pages, my Facebook pages. And yeah, I mean, I hope that I help you all with this little video. And don't be afraid to get a reading. Just don't be afraid. You just have to, put your big girl panties on and your big boy panties on, and listen to them. Listen to us. And if it's something that you don't like, take it with a grain of salt and maybe go to another reader and see. And it is the way it is. And like I said, everybody are on certain levels. Some people, they just start out reading and they're, green readers or whatever, and they don't really know a lot. They're not seasoned, but of course you got to start somewhere. And in a lot of the spiritual groups that I'm in and stuff, you get a lot of people giving and receiving free readings and things like that for practice. And, there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, you want to go to someone as well that is more seasoned, like I am, or someone that has been around here in the game and everything like that. All right, that's in the industry or in the community of doing readings. Okay, so with that being said, please take a look in the description box below. I have some information on how you can reach me for my readings or if you need work done, and some other information there. As always, you can contact me at High Priestess Kathy at yahoo.com or High Priestess Kathy at gmail.com. All right, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye bye.